you struggle with your consistency on your volleys. Maybe you struggle when you're dealing with pace, so the opponent hits a hard ball at you, you don't know how to actually control the racket face. Or maybe you're struggling with putting away those high volleys. The ones that you know you should be winning the point with, but you constantly miss them. If that's the case, you've clicked on the right lesson, because I'm going to help you transform your net game in 10 minutes. Hey everyone, Coach Simon here with Top Tennis Training, and let's get stuck in right away. Now, the number one issue that players face when they come to the net and they struggle with their consistency is timing. If you think about it, when we're at the baseline, between shots, let's say we have 2 seconds between each ground stroke. So I'm hitting a forehand or I'm hitting a backhand, I have 2 seconds now to prepare for my next shot before I actually have to make contact. Whereas when we come to the net now, we're reducing that time by around half. So if I have 2 seconds on the baseline, when I come for the volley, I now have 1 second to split step, see where the ball is going, prepare with my feet, and then make contact out in front. Now, before we go any deeper into this lesson, if you want more help with your net game, we have a free volley guide that you can download right away. I'll leave the link beneath this video. All you have to do is click on that link. That will take you to our website, enter your email address, and we'll send you that free PDF straight away. Because we have less time, and because a lot of players still have this mentality of I have to swing for my volley, now they end up hitting the ball late, they end up hitting the ball on the side of their body, and they have no control over that racket face. So the first step in transforming your net game is making sure that you reduce your swings on around 80% of your volleys. There's a time and a place for a swing, but we'll cover that later. So the first step is, imagine if someone was going to throw you a tennis ball and they said to you, catch the ball. You wouldn't go from here to here and then back to catch that ball. You would simply put your hand towards that ball to catch it. Now with the volleys, this is the same idea that we want to have. Instead of me thinking I want to go back with my racket, the first step is I want to go forward with my racket, I want to reach towards the ball, and I want to meet that ball out in front and imagine that I'm catching the ball on my strings. And a good way to visualize this is to imagine that instead of strings, we have a net on our racket. And the first step would be putting my racket towards that point of contact so that the ball could go into the net. If I take a swing and then try to catch the ball on the racket, it's not going to work as well. So by having this idea that I'm going from the split step position right to the point of contact to catch the ball on the racket, this will reduce the swing, which creates time. And time is the most valuable commodity on the tennis court. The more time we have, the easier we can make contact out in front. We can have options with our shot, and we feel much more in control. When we're rushed, everything goes wrong. This is the same on the backhand volley. I can go from the ready position at the net, I can go towards that point of contact and imagine I'm going to catch the ball on the strings. If you can do this one simple trick, you'll see a difference in your net game right away. Now don't forget, if you're enjoying this lesson so far and you want more help with all areas of your game, subscribe to the channel and also turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever we release a new lesson. The second step in becoming a more consistent net player is the way that you're going to move to the ball. Now when the ball's quite close to you and you don't have much time, you might have one step on each side. So if it's coming to my forehand, it's a split step, and now my left leg will step across almost as a lunge or a semi-lunge. So from this position, I'm stepping across. This will allow me to transfer my body weight into the volley, and it will make it much more solid and stable as I make contact. On the backhand side, it would be the same. I'm in the ready position, I split step, now my right leg comes across, and as I hit, I'm stepping with the right leg. Forehand volley, left leg. On the backhand volley, right leg. That's for when the ball's quite close to me and I don't have to cover the wider balls, or I'm not moving in for those easy floater volleys. Now if I'm moving in or I'm covering the wide ball, the footwork will change slightly. Instead of stepping across right away, it will be the outside leg that firstly allows me to either go forward or to go wider. If I'm going for a wider volley on the forehand side, my first step will now be right leg opens up and then the left leg comes across. So it's a two-step footwork pattern. Split step, right leg, left leg. The same is true on the backhand side. My first step would be left leg now. So split, left, right. And as you can see, I can cover quite a lot of distance with that two-step pattern. Now this will also help you massively when you're dealing with those high balls, the ones that you want to kill, but you keep missing. So I'm coming in, I see that floater, I don't want to just stay here and wait for it to come to me, because the longer I wait, the more time I'm giving my opponent, but also the less pace is on the ball, so it becomes harder for me to actually finish. Plus, the further back I am on the court, the less angle I can work with. The closer I get, now the whole court opens up, I can produce those angles, and I actually don't need that much power because I can use the width of the court. So with that two-step moving forward, it's going to look like this. Split step, now my right leg will step forward first, and then I can go with the left leg. So it's that two-step pattern. Instead of going sideways, I'm cutting off the ball going forward. The same is true on the backhand. Split, left, right. And the more you work on this, that first step can get more aggressive and can be much bigger. So if I really go for it now, it will be here, here, here. And I can really cut down at the net by using that two-step pattern. And the final stage of becoming a good net player is where are you aiming those volleys? Now a lot of players will miss the volley because they're going for the wrong target, or they'll get passed because they've hit the ball into the wrong spot. Now remember, when we come to the net, it's very different than when we're on the baseline. Now when we're on the baseline, the highest percentage shot, the one that we want to master, is the cross-court ball. When we come to the net, however, it's slightly different. If I hit my first volley from around here and I go cross-court, what happens is I'm giving my opponent their best possible shot. That down the line, I'm giving them a lot of space to hit into. So if I go cross-court on my first volley, I now have to get to here to cover my down the line pass. Whereas if I go down the line with that first volley, especially when it's around the service line, so I'm going line, I'm already in the right position to cover the down the line pass. So a simple rule to live by is anything that's lower than your waist level and lower, so this could be the low volley, this could be the half volley, you want to go down the line with that ball and treat it like a second approach shot. So we hit most of our approach shots down the line, and that first volley, unless I can finish it with that first volley, I'm going back down the line and I'm going into a good position, and this will then allow me to hopefully finish on the second or even the third volley. Now when we have the high volleys, that's when we can use the width for the court. So anything around chest level and above, I can now start going cross court on. The reason we use the width for the court more than the actual power is I can go for less, I can use more of the spin kind of effect, and it can really take the opponent off the court. Now if I hit the angle volley well, especially if I'm close to the net, most players won't get that ball back. If you hit it well, you're going to win the point almost instantly, or you're going to force the error from the opponent. So once again, the lower volleys I'm going down the line with, I'm coming into a good position. The next volley is where I now look for the angle and I use the cross court volleys. So a quick recap. Step one to becoming a better net player is imagining that we're going to catch the ball on the strings, which will reduce the amount of backswing that we have, creating time for ourselves. Step two is using the right footwork, depending on the situation. If the ball's close to you, one step. If the ball's further away or you're closing the distance, that two-step pattern. And step three is where you're aiming those volleys. Anything lower than your waist height, you're going down the line. Anything higher, you're going cross court. You don't have to live by that rule all the time, of course. You can always mix it up. If the opponent has a weaker backhand, for example, I'll volley into his backhand. Even if I'm in a bad position, I want him to pass me with his weaker shot. So there are exceptions to that rule, but in general, we're going with the lower volleys down the line, treat it like a second approach shot, come forward, and then look for the angles to finish off the point. So there you have it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I hope this will help you to become a better net player, and I hope this will help you to win more matches ultimately. If you have enjoyed the lesson, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel of course, and turn on that notification bell. Are there any lessons you'd like to see from us in the near future? If there are, leave a comment down below and let us know what you'd like to see. Signing off, Coach Simon from TTT. All the best and see you soon, guys.
I spend my life on the go, traveling around the world.
Enjoying the outdoors. And of course, playing a lot of tennis. I love taking my music with me wherever I go because it makes my trainings more enjoyable and it keeps me motivated. But finding earphones that stay in your ear during exercise has been impossible, until now. Soundcore X10 by Anker are by far the best ones I've tried. I was very impressed by the sound quality and the bass they give from such a small package, and they have great noise cancellation too. So nothing will interrupt my training and I can focus on what I'm doing.
You can also put them into transparent mode to hear your surroundings and adjust sound settings through the app for both music and for taking phone calls on the go.
The wrap around the ear design is comfortable and keeps them in place no matter what I do. Now let me tell you the best thing about these earphones. When I work out or go for a run or play tennis, I used to always worry about damaging my earphones. Well, not with the Soundcore Sport X10s, because they're IPX7 waterproof and sweatproof, so I never have to worry about it. Now it all packs away in an easy to carry case that also doubles as a charger. So if you're looking for new earphones, try out the Soundcore Sport X10s. You'll love them as much as I do.